welcome to episode 48 of the Family Based Pod. My name is Jake.
I am Dallas.
And I'm Val.
Val?
Val. Have you guys seen that TikTok sound? That it's like a chanting, and they're chanting different names of the devil. And what it is, it's people.
No.
I've heard about it.
No.
Showing their dogs doing funny faces where they look like demonic creatures. So the dog will be like playing with a toy, and it'll screenshot it and like freeze at the last second, and he looks like a crazed animal. Jake, I'll send you one.
All right, that sounds
great.
interesting.
But I've had that sound in my head, and then I realized that I'm just chanting 6 different names for the devil in my head. You know, it's just fucked up.
Maybe not the best idea, but
hey,
you'll have a new TikTok song stuck in your head tomorrow.
There you go.
So it's all good.
Exactly.
All right, so why don't we start off by saying, if you're watching, let's subscribe, like, leave a comment on whatever point you agree or disagree on. And sure, if you're listening, subscribe wherever you're listening. And make sure you're sharing it to your favorite social media. You can't do that with Be Real, but not many people are on that. Not yet. And
what is
then,
that, Truth Social?
Yeah, pretty much. It's
Parler, Kanye?
It's true social for Gen Z. Let's do that.
Kanye bought Parler.
Did he?
Did you see he's like a full fucking scumbag now? Like it's even worse than before.
Yeah, he looks awful.
No, it's worse than ever before. To the point where even I, Kanye fan, can no longer defend his action.
Yeah, no.
Can't be repping
anything he does. Absolute piece of shit.
I will say I've never repped, but either way, so I'm sorry for your loss on that.
You did at some point. I've got pictures somewhere on an old phone.
I did listen to his music in high school.
Rock with it better than anybody I know. Don't think I don't remember.
All right,
send in your mixtape.
That's fine. Oh my gosh, can't imagine what that was.
Wearing your 4X white tees, Jake. I remember.
And don't you forget.
I forgot a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so as for right now, we're recording on Monday night. The Yankees and the Guardians were supposed to be playing. They were supposed to be having Game 5 winner take all in Yankee Stadium, but the rain had a different idea.
Michigan
right now, they're Dallas, why don't you hold on for a second? Let's put Dallas on mute for a second. All right, so the Yankees and the Guardians should have finished by now, but they are not. Either they'll play late tonight, which we are not staying awake for, or they will play tomorrow night. So we have no news on that. The other 3 series have concluded. The Philadelphia Phillies beat the Atlanta Braves. Houston swept the Seattle Mariners, and then the Padres beat the Dodgers. So last week, if you were listening, Dallas wanted to pick the Phillies. He didn't, but he wanted to. We both picked Houston, and
I wanted to play the lottery, and I didn't. That doesn't mean shit.
Hey, where were you at, guy? Not around. Losing all your picks.
You didn't even enter any picks, so you lost all of them. Dallas did pick the Padres, so
I'm busy, stupid dick. Great movie.
That is a fantastic movie. Yeah. So the Atlanta Phillies series was very surprising to me. Did you guys get a chance to see any of those games, or or did you guys miss out on seeing the Phillies actually playing well?
So,
Say miss?
I mean, it's kind of like a combination of both, right? The Phillies unexpectedly played better than I think most people thought they would.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they combined with Spencer Strider not pitching very well, and you know the kind of the flaws for the Braves throughout the season showed themselves in the playoffs, and the Phillies capitalized. And Hoskins, once he hit that home run and that place absolutely just came unglued, there was no way the Braves were swinging that momentum back in their favor. And at that point, the series was over.
Yeah.
But it was exciting. I mean, I picked the Braves to win. I know at least the division, maybe even the World Series. I don't remember who we picked for the World Series, but I wouldn't be surprised if I did.
Yeah.
So getting them bounced is not great. I obviously had high expectations for them, but they obviously have that young core. I wasn't here last week, so I didn't talk about the Spencer Strider signing, them signing him to another extension, which adds to that further conversation that we had a couple weeks ago, Jake. But yeah, so I think the biggest surprise of the weekend was definitely the Padres beating the Dodgers. So,
oh yeah.
But in that Braves and that Braves series, it was just disappointing to see them go out like that. But Dallas, I mean, you obviously had a feeling, so you know more than everybody. You know more than all of us combined, ever.
That's apparent for anybody that's been listening to the show. Or that just knows all three of us individually, separately, and even together. They all probably
collectively.
Wow, Dallas is probably the smartest person, not only in general, but also in sports entertainment.
Yeah, sports and entertainment.
I mean, I agree.
That's what I hear.
mean, you're the one on camera right now wearing an official badge. So
that's what I hear. Badge makes you
Herschel Walker has a badge.
Herschel Walker.
Did you get it from where Herschel Walker got his badge from?
You don't want to know the things I had to do to get it from him either.
Yeah. Something in a pizza parlor, I'm sure.
Something to help him avoid having a fourth baby with a fourth.
Oh, wow. I am not.
Shushmortion.
Oh, my gosh. All right. So Dallas picked
for a movie.
Padres.
Sorry, Jake. Hold on. For a movie I don't like very much. Like, I think Superbad's really overrated.
100%.
It was hyped as like the funniest movie you're ever gonna see in your whole life, and I think it got ruined because I had such high expectations for it.
Yeah.
But
I get that.
I quoted a lot for a movie I don't love.
Dude, that could be like an entire topic of how people ruin movies before you even get the chance to see them.
Yes.
Inception was ruined for me. And it will
always no way.
Yeah. Everyone,
that's such a good one.
Everyone that I bumped into told me, "Oh, you just got the ending, man. The ending." And I finally got to the ending. And I was like, "All right." That was my reaction. All right. Cool. Thanks for ruining it, everyone. Thank you for making it seem like the biggest mindfuck in the history of movies, and for me to finally get to the fucking pinnacle, the apex, the final conclusion of the movie, and it all to finally just be like, okay, it's a little open ended, but all right, fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares if he's dreaming? Who cares if he's not? The man got his happy ending. What do I care?
Yeah, it is. I do believe it's a super topic for sure. Because I mean, I feel like it's on both sides. People let everyone know if they love it or if they hate it. And like, what people think way before the movie comes out, and it's just not fun. It sucks. Like, and then you enjoy a movie that got rated bad, and you're like, I mean, okay. So either way,
well,
separate. Like the Eternals is like that. Eternals is like that for some people.
I thought the Marvel movie Eternals I personally like that movie a lot. I mean, it's highly ranked in my tier maker.
Jake has Icarus tattooed on his butt.
Cannot get tattoos, but
Don't lie.
He did
maybe
the old
temporary.
like the old Samoan style with the hammer.
Mm.
Like that's how much dedication on that ass cheek he wanted Icarus' face.
That's right.
Like, pow, 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 pow. Hey, wasn't Harry Styles
Got
in
it in
that?
4K.
What?
Harry Styles wasn't
Spoilers, man. Spoilers. Gosh.
Okay, if you haven't seen the 2-year-old movie at this point, fuck off. No, I know. I'm just saying. Like, if that's the other thing that bugs me. It's like, oh, spoiler alert. Oh, I'm sorry, I ruined the movie Seven, the movie that's been out for damn near 30 years at this point.
Yeah.
Eat my ass.
No.
Who'd you ruin that for? Why'd you bring that up? Why is it so specific?
It just popped into my head as a ruinable movie.
No,
as a movie that you could
you
ruin.
definitely did
that
it.
has like.
Did you do it in Mackinac
No,
Island?
because I like.
You ruined someone's weekend.
What? Shutter Island. I like that movie.
You were in
too.
Mackinac
That's another
Island?
ruinable movie.
Shutter Island is good.
Oh, on Mackinac Island. Dude, they don't know. That could be a brand new movie up there.
They still
have no idea.
They don't know.
Dude, they only have horse-drawn carriage and it smells like shit everywhere. But they have fudge and it was cool. It was beautiful. Fucking beautiful, though. Let me tell you.
Sounds like it. I want to see it.
Wow.
Sorry,
All
Jake.
right.
Go ahead.
All right. So
Told you,
The
we're feeling it, babe. We're feeling it.
the Padres are now in the NLCS. I believe it's the first time since the 90s. I think late 90s they were in it. Just very open. In 1998, we were 8, 9, 10. So, I mean, do we even remember that? Like, do we remember a player who was on a playoff
Just
contender?
Tony Gwynn. Is that it? That's it?
Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, that's all I got.
So that was the year they played, I think, the Yankees in the World Series. They made it all the way to the World Series and they lost.
Yeah, the Yankees were really
But
good.
'98 obviously was big in baseball for so many other reasons that it overshadowed the World Series that year. I think the fact that the Yankees were in it was huge, and baseball needed that. But could you imagine if it was like fucking Kansas City versus San Diego?
No.
Nobody would have watched. You know what I mean? So it's like I get why it's a big deal for Yankees fans. It adds to the 27. It does the whole thing, and that's great. And I get why it's such a big deal for Padres fans, having been separated for so long from this. You know, unfortunately, Tony Gwynn passed away, so he's not really around. He's obviously not around for it to be honored or enjoy any of this. And I just think it would be a really cool thing if that were to happen. But it's a fun team, man. I mean, we had them dead to rights coming into the playoffs against the Dodgers. I thought it was over.
I mean,
for
they faced the Mets in the wild card round.
Yeah,
We had them losing that.
They've won
two of the best teams, the two best teams in the NL. I dare say.
Yeah, during the regular season. Yeah, but
no, I mean, yeah, in the postseason though, like they beat the two best teams, and like now I feel like it's their series to lose almost. Like with this kind of momentum, like they should definitely be getting to the World Series after this.
Well, so I did have a question on that. So the Padres are now in the NLCS. The Phillies are in the NLCS. Both of those teams played in the wild card round.
Yeah.
I was going to save this question for later, but it makes sense now. Both of these teams got really hot, gained a lot of confidence in the wild card round. Is there now, with this new wild card setup, is there like an unfair advantage for the wild card team because they can gain momentum? Because you wouldn't normally see this, like the 1 and 2, go down so fast. Like, so is there a disadvantage to having a bye?
I think you should just play better baseball. Just hit in more timely situations. Pitch better, right? Like, I don't think we could break it. Honestly, you could do this with so many, and my argument even is foolish because it's so easy to break down in that same way. It's like if you just played better, no shit, you're gonna win, right? But at the same time, you're a better team, right? You've played all season. You've won 111 games. You won the NL East. You did everything that you were supposed to do, and you were up to winning the NL East up until last week of the year. However, it shook out for the Mets. But you know what I mean. And you played like shit. You didn't play well. Your starters didn't show up. Your bullpen didn't show up. Your hitting didn't show up. You lost. Like, play better baseball and you move on. It really is that much of an answer as much of it is like kind of a cop out at the same time.
It is that simple.
I mean, I guess I sort of agree, but man, the amount of momentum the Phillies and the Padres have is I can't imagine like winning 2 of 3 series against the Mets or the Cardinals has like a net neutral. It's neutral in your favor. I know you're going up a good team, but like I said, they were good in the regular season, and now it's a best of 5. And if you just won 2 games and you're not like rested for a week, I feel like rest for a week is sort of a disadvantage at that point. I don't know. Maybe because Houston did sweep the Mariners, so I get that. But I mean, they're I think like, they're the best team, so it's not hard.
Right, but we also the Dodgers were beating the dog shit out of everyone. I mean, Jake, there's people saying the Dodgers are one of the biggest disappointments in baseball ever, based on run differential, how much they were beating their teams by, the overall record, the payroll, everything. You look at that entire team, they were set up to win. They were built to win. And now you wasted a year of Kershaw. You know what I mean? You wasted a year of Freeman. You don't know what the hell you're getting out of Bellinger, if he's ever going to be what he was 2 years ago or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just now it just kind of opens itself up to questions. Because Tatis is going to come back for the Padres at the start of next year. So the Padres can only continue to look great and win, right? Go to the World Series, win the World Series. But it's going to be hard, like, for the Padres to still be the favorite, I think, because the Dodgers are still going to probably be the favorite. And you still have to look at that as like a failure in a sense because of where they are now and how they didn't end up doing what they needed to do.
Is that actually a true narrative that not winning the World Series is a failure?
Yes.
Because no. It's not all or nothing. Because if you were a Cubs fan and the Cubs won 111 games, that is still a good year.
Furious.
Is it a failure? No.
Furious that they would not win the World Series after that. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
you would be okay.
But Jake, if it was Javi, KB, Rizzo, prime Cubs, let's say 16, if they would have lost against Cleveland, you would have been devastated. We all would have.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I would have been upset for sure. But yeah, I think people take for granted being good. Like, the Cubs made it to the World Series for the first time in like 50, 60 years. I'm like, that is a success. If they lost, that's still a success. Being good, just the only one team wins. If you lose the World Series, that's not an ultimate failure. I mean,
I think there's expectations, though.
I'm burning Wrigley down.
Like, if you're a Pirates fan, you're not going to be upset if the Pirates don't win the World Series. You're not going to be sitting here on October 17th Like, damn, man, I can't believe it wasn't our year.
Yeah.
Next year we'll win 62 games, right? Or you're the Reds. You can't really be upset about it. But if you're the Dodgers, if you're the Yankees, if you're the Cubs some years, if you're one of these top payroll, top echelon teams, you have expectations. And if you don't win a World Series, it is looked at as a failure. Now, whether that's fair, that's a different conversation. Because I agree with you that it is not fair to put World Series expectations on teams each and every year when you should look at the roster and see this team maybe isn't built for a World Series, or come to the realization that 32 teams? I always get this confused. 30 teams or 32 teams?
2. Now you make me
now I got you fucked
up.
up. Whatever it is, X number of teams will end up being a quote-unquote loser at the end of the year. So I get that. But at the same time, you want to have your team, like the Cardinals are always expected to be in the division, like win the division, and then in a playoff race. That is your expectation as a Cardinals fan. If you fail to reach that expectation year in and year out as a Cardinals fan, that's one thing. And I think that's different for the Cubs and the Mets. Maybe not the Cubs, because the Cubs and Mets kind of suck. But let's look at the Yankees. Let's look at these other teams that are perennially top tier. I think that is considered. I think you can look at a World Series or bust type situation.
Okay, I guess this will be my last question on it. So, the Atlanta Braves in the 90s they won the division every year. They were the best team easily. They only won one World Series. Are you saying that those other years, that team, that organization is a failure because they only won one? I mean, it's like,
in a sense, you can look at it that way.
Say those years are failures. Yeah, the ones that they didn't win, those are definitely failures. Dude, like you have one of the
it's
biggest...
white and black. That's not fair. White and black. There's some gray.
No, there's not, because there's a win and there's a loss, and there's no gray. Like you can say, yeah, like we almost.
You can't. It's hard to measure gray in wins and losses.
That's it.
Exactly.
You either win it or you don't. That's it.
But wins and losses are not black and white. Like,
but that's why you have 162 of them.
Team.
You have 162 of those wins and losses to show how good you are. And if
it's not like a fluid number, they're not like play however many you want.
Yeah.
Just because they play a lot of games doesn't mean it's like black and white like that. So, like in the NFL or college football, they only play 12 or 13 games. Are you saying the only successful team wins the NCAA football championship every year? That's the only successful team?
Not everybody gets trophies, Jake. Not everybody gets trophies. If Bama if they win the championship game, that makes them the best team. Yes. 100%.
Yeah, it makes them the best team. It doesn't make them the only successful team.
CJ, and that's what you're looking at. Like, okay, cool. So
So I guess the question
totally
is,
different things.
Are we deeming it to be success versus what your definition of success is, right? Because if you're looking at it where I'm looking at it as in this is a team sport, right? And if your mission, your sole purpose as an organization, as a sport, as a team is to win the championship, right? Then anything other than that has to be looked at as a failure in a sense, right? And I'm going to always use the term in a sense because there's so many ways that you can break it down. But so I'm just going to say that. It has to be looked at as a failure. Now, under that umbrella, there are other mini umbrellas, right? And that's the fucking problem, is that there is so many little things that can happen. Because like I said, you can look at your team like the Tigers or the Pirates or the A's, and we're not going to win a lot of games, right? We're just not going to win a lot of games, but we have a plan for what we're going to be doing 5 years, 7 years, 10 years from now, okay? Or you could be the Red Sox who spent a lot of money, had high expectations every year, did not meet those expectations, right? The Yankees had high expectations. As of tonight, we might not, they might lose, right? And then be knocked out of the playoffs. And then we have another team that we just talked about who had World Series or bust expectations who did not match that. So do you not think then if the Yankees don't win that it's not a failure of a season for them?
No.
Dude, you remind me of Talladega Nights when the guy comes out and he goes,
If you're not first, you're last?
well, no.
No, Dallas and I are very if you're not first, you're last.
Yes, you are.
Because Jake's like, well, guys, let's look at the bright side. We went out there, we had a good time, and we're all really supposed to be your friends. And it's like, no, bro, but you lost. You lost. Like,
I'm not saying that.
Participation trophy.
They all went
Jake.
out and had a great time.
No.
They all did better. They all had like little, you know what? Like they were injured in the beginning, but you know what? They ended up not injured at the end. So I guess that's a small win.
I'm not saying that.
We're all winners at the end.
It's all kumbaya and who cares about? No, I'm not saying that. The idea
all in this
oh my gosh,
together.
Man, this is a special episode that I feel like we can get into. Yeah, I believe there's gray in your expectation. I guess for me as a Cubs fan, and even wearing this sweatshirt now, the Red Stars got to the playoffs, but lost last night to the first place San Diego Wave. They lost in the playoffs, but they were in the playoffs. I think that's still a successful season. But also, I'm a Cubs fan, so, I mean, successful season is like playing above 500.
Right.
Literally, by success, it has to be one game over 500, right?
I mean, you could say 500. But yeah, I mean, it's from my perspective, my watching a below average team. If you are average, that's a successful, like, year for you. Like, anyway, but we can get into that a little bit later, I think.
Someone's breaking into Dallas's house. If you had to power rank underwater animals, do you think that would be a fun episode? I think that would be a fun episode.
Power rank underwater animals?
Like where's a shark versus a squid? Like, is a shark better than a squid? Because an octopus can hide.
But
an octopus can camouflage. An octopus might be the smartest creatures.
They both would win. Even if the shark kills it, the octopus will still, it's still a success.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
It's still a success.
Shut up.
He still swam.
Shut up.
He's still going to be remembered as a really good guy. He was really good in the community. He always paid his bills on time. He always picked his garbage cans off the curb. Fucking Larry.
Dude,
Larry the
can
octopus.
Can you imagine hiring an octopus to be a street sweeper? How amazing that would be. Or to clean your bedroom. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be horrible.
It'd be gross.
Might I add. He'd ink everywhere, but he'd be able to get stuff really quickly.
What do you think ink smells like?
Bad.
I bet it's like sour cream mixed with gasoline.
Now, I don't know if this was a real picture or not, but I was at my in-laws' house. It was my brother-in-law's birthday yesterday. Shout out Peter. Gang, gang. It was his birthday. But we were over there yesterday, and I saw this picture of what Flounder's going to look like in the new Little Mermaid movies.
No.
Have you guys seen this?
No.
Bro, let me see if I can find this goddamn picture. You guys figure this out while I try to do it.
The crab's name is Sebastian, right? Is he actually going to be looking like a real crab?
No, he's a lobster fan.
Oh my God, is he a lobster?
Yes.
Isn't he?
I think so.
Now I don't know. Sebastian.
Are we a house divided right now? Because I thought he was a crab.
Yo, I can tell you a house divided will not stand.
Oh, man.
I mean,
damn it. Let me see.
I'm terrified for my daughter.
Yeah, that's right.
To see Flounder. So I don't know if we're going to be able to see it, but let's see.
No, I'm going to send it to you guys. I'm going to text it to you guys.
All right, fine.
And then
All right,
Jake,
so
you can add it into the episode.
Even if you no, I'm not adding this because if you're sending it, it's not good.
It's just a big.
If you're
lobster
watching
dick.
or listening, you're not seeing this. No. Let's see. There's no way. There's no way.
That's absolutely what it is.
There's no way Flounders look.
He's got a fucking soul patch.
Yep. There's...
Dude, like I want to find him cute, but it's hard.
You can see that. You guys can see that? No, it's not gonna work.
Oh my gosh.
But fuck,
Sorry.
man,
That's bad.
hilarious. Dude, his eyebrows are like 4 feet high. They look like the goddamn St. Louis Arches.
Okay.
Like I want to find it cute, man. Like it's like
It's disturbing. It's hard. It's like when they fucked up Sonic. Remember when the internet bullied the people into making a new Sonic?
yeah.
They should bully these same people into making a new Flounder.
The one conspiracy theory that I made up is that they did that on purpose, but they made Sonic ugly,
You could easily convince me that that's true.
right? Because all of a sudden it got buzz.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You're not wrong. If they purposely released an ass version and they were like, "Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
everyone wants us to change it," what?
Oh, we have to delay it. No, you don't. Shut up. No, that's
Jake's on
right,
something.
right away when everyone was freaking out about that. That's what I said. I said, just wait. Everyone's gonna be happy. Everyone's gonna. And guess
those
what?
movies-
It's the
movies
biggest
made a ton of
video
money,
game
yeah.
movie ever.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the trailer for Mario? Did we see the trailer for Mario? How do we feel?
It looks cool, man. It looks cool.
I feel like Chris Pratt is doing his imitation of Bradley Cooper doing Rocket Raccoon. So he sounds like he has an accent, like he's trying to sound like a tough guy, like here we go. Like it's weird. Just listen to the very end. You hear his voice at the end. That's what it reminds
What was that, Ben?
Here
Can you
we
get-
come.
Oh, yeah, like that. But like more Italian. Like a lot of
I'm
this.
telling.
It doesn't sound Italian at
I got
all.
chunky blue cheese, Italian.
A gabagool.
I'll order the gabagool.
Yeah. All right. Let's find our way back to baseball for a second. I know Delster said the Seattle Mariners got swept by the Astros,
That was a bummer.
but in fairness to the Mariners fans, technically they saw one game, but they played 18 innings, so they saw 2 games. So Game 3 in Seattle was 18 innings long. Granted, it was 0-0, but it was 18 innings, and the Astros ended up winning. So, sorry that was on that.
Yeah, that was a non-contest. It was like uncontested. It looks close for like a game or 2.
Yeah, a little bit. Ben, you said something before we were recording about Jordan Alvarez. Do you want to repeat that for us?
No, you don't.
Yeah. About
No.
what part? About him being gigantic?
Yeah, any of it.
Yeah. We were talking about how freaked out or how different heights are in sports and how you get so accustomed to guys being of a certain height. Like baseball big versus basketball. Like Jordan's 6'5", right? So he's humongous in terms of baseball players. And then you look at LeBron, who's 6'7" and probably weighs the same, and he's, an athletic freak of nature. You know what I mean? Like Aaron Judge is probably like the biggest guy in baseball.
Yeah, he is.
And he'd be like a powered forward in the NBA, and on the small side of a powered forward in the NBA.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
How tall is he?
Because
Is he 6'8"? 6'8"? Is he?
He's 6'7", so he's shorter than LeBron.
yeah, like LeBron would bust his ass. You know what I mean? Which is crazy to think about.
That is crazy.
Because then you stick LeBron out there, and he looks like even more humongous compared to like Jose Altuve and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you have some guys in the NFL, and then I feel like the NFL has the largest swing because there are guys that could be Darren Sproles,
Yeah.
like 5'8" kick returners, punt returners, little guys.
5'5".
And then of course you have the guys who are like Julius Peppers, who just are, you know, former NFL players or former football players who, or former basketball players who ended up
There you
playing
go.
football. Yeah, I was gonna get there.
Yeah.
The guy lost, took a wrong turn at Albuquerque,
It's all
but
good.
yeah, it's just I just think it's funny how we measure height by sport. You know what I mean? How one guy's super tall is another guy's like, oh, he's kind of small, huh?
Yeah.
Or like Chris Paul, 6 foot. I wish I was 6 foot. You know what I mean? And he's considered small, and I'm like, bitch, you tall?
Yeah,
okay, I'm like 5'10", so I'm not looking up at a
Both
6
of
foot
us.
guy, but, you know.
I was 6 foot.
What, Connor?
Check me out.
Judges
Well, I
count it.
was before my chair shrunk me, but whatever.
No, but you
Yeah.
can stand on the chair, and that counts.
Yeah, that actually counts
Oh.
as height. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're standing at
We
a good,
talked.
like,
We talked to the judges. I was
11
going to save
feet,
it for your Christmas gift, but I know.
I don't think it's safe to stand on it. I mean, if I'm using it, it's probably not safe to stand on it, but I can try it.
I could try it.
All right. So,
Please don't.
uh,
Please don't.
no, I will definitely not. I think my wife
Allie.
would. I think
Allie,
my wife
come help me.
would almost kill me if I said I was
this rock.
if I said I was thinking about it, she would hit me. So it's all right.
Just tell her
I
that
will
you're going to
not
do a
it.
beer bong while you stand on it.
Oh, right.
Chuck.
Right.
Chuck.
Yeah. Just enter one of the things they say never to ingest. But all right. So we don't know Cleveland, New York. It's safe to say now. I don't know if it's officially delayed till Tuesday, but at this point it should be. All right. So again, the Phillies are through. The Astros, the Padres, and we'll see. I don't know. But the other team. All right. So their preview for the NLCS and the ALCS. We can't preview the ALCS because this stupid game is on a rain delay. So very quick. I mean, we've kind of talked about it already, but Phillies and Padres, they both have huge momentum going into the NLCS. What's our pick on that? Whose team's momentum is going to carry them to winning the NL pennant? Ben, what do you think? Padres, Phillies.
I didn't believe in the. Whoa! I was trying not to call.
Whoa.
I didn't believe in the Phillies at all in this postseason. So I'm going to continue to ride that until they end up losing. So give me the Padres. And I think what they've beaten the Mets, and then they beat the Dodgers. That's harder competition. Tougher matchups. So yeah, I'm going to take the Padres.
Yeah? Dallas, what do you think?
I want to see the Padres do it.
Yeah, you can. I already did.
No. I called them last week. You lost.
No pixies. No pixie backsy, bro.
That's how it works.
Did you guys ever play no tag backs? No tag backs suck.
Oh, yeah.
But also, it was super important because otherwise you were just two assholes like tapping each other like a foot away from each other.
You assumed it'd be a punch.
Right.
I'm gonna stick with that too, Ben. I kind of like how you phrased it. I have not believed in the Phillies yet. I've not believed in the Padres yet. So I'm just gonna go with the team that I didn't pick, which is both. But I'm gonna go with the Padres because I would love to see
Dodgers, come back from
The
behind.
team I didn't pick.
it. Can the can the Dodgers still make
We're just
it?
combining them.
Hey, if you went out on the street in LA and asked, can the Dodgers still make it if they got eliminated? People would say yes.
Yes, they
so I believe I want to see the Padres win because I think it would be both stadiums are going to be insane, but I would like to see it West Coast versus East Coast or the Astros. I don't want to see them, so I want to see the Padres in it. So I'm going to go with them.
That'd be cool.
And if I'm wrong, then we'll have Dan Zion, my friend who I did an episode with, and he'll rub it in my face. But what was saying, Ben?
What's the opposite of expansion?
Production.
All right, so if we were going to reduce Major League Baseball, right? So we were taking some teams away, and we're going to combine them, right, by state. So we have the New York Yankees and Mets become one team.
Oh.
The Cubs and White Sox become one team. What would their name be? Who would get naming rights? Because when you just called them the Padre or the Padgers or whatever you just say, the Dodgers, that just reminded me. Like if we were to combine the Dodgers and the Padres
kind of like
together, the Dodgers, right? So what I'm saying, what would the Cubs and White Sox be? The White Cubs.
I sure hope it wouldn't be the White Cubs.
That'd be a little bad.
The Whites.
Yeah, that's worse.
I'm sure a good majority of the South Side would like that.
I don't think they would actually. I'd have to.
What about you? What about what would you name them? Any of them?
Oh,
or what would be another? What about the Royals and the Cardinals becoming one?
Yeah, if the Royals and Cardinals did it,
you can just call them the Blue Jays.
Just call them the Cardinals.
Just make them the Blue Jays. The blue from the Royals and the bird from the Cardinals. They call them Blue Jays.
I don't know how Toronto would feel about that, but
yeah,
whatever. They're getting mixed with somebody else. They're getting combined with a different team.
They're getting mixed up too. Damn.
Yeah, everybody. That's what I'm saying, dude. We're reducing the teams. We're combining all of major leagues into super teams. We're reducing them into super teams.
I'm gonna say it's just gonna be. It's not going to be fun like that. I feel like the city or their like ticket holders will have to vote on it, and it'll be something boring and stupid. So
it would be, wouldn't it?
It really would be. I mean, the only time I can think of it, I can't even think of the freaking name. But what's the hockey team in Seattle called?
Kraken.
That's a weird name. Or like in Vegas, it's the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
Like, those are good names, but it probably...
Yeah, but the Thunder sucks ass. The Thunder might be the worst. That or the Jazz, the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
I love in basketball.
That's the oxymoron.
They moved to Utah where they don't even allow Jazz. It's hilarious.
Or minorities.
Well, there's a couple, whoever's on the basketball team.
No, they do not live there. God.
Where the hell else are they gonna live?
They bring them in.
It's not like the area around there is super booming.
No, dude, they fly them in probably every home game from LA.
They fly in for every home game.
They probably rent a place during the season.
Half their salary is spent on commuting just to home games.
Yeah.
I mean, when LeBron played in Cleveland and Miami, he had a house in LA. So,
sure, he probably just traveled with the team, rented a part. I mean, it's probably a lot easier now, sure, but it's funny to think about.
Yeah. So, did we all pick the Padres? I think so. We did. All right, cool. So
I think Dallas should have to take the Phillies, but it's fine.
So again, if I'm wrong, I'll talk to my friend Dan, and he'll be super happy to throw it in my face. I All right, Ben.
Jake, you keep talking about dudes throwing it in your face, and I think we need to have a conversation
I'm
off camera.
not. Yeah, I mean,
Okay, all right.
sure. Let's do
Live
it.
your life, brother. I mean, I love and support you, but
Gosh. All right, Ben. You had an idea. Why don't you intro and lead this last topic?
Yeah, man. So I figured since we were going to be doing, we're going to have a lot more free time in episodes. So episode-wise, we're still going to be coming out once a week. I think is still the plan, unless Jake releases his little. I don't mean little, like they're easy for me to say.
I'm offended.
Jesus.
I'm offended.
What I'm saying is if Jake continues to release his side episodes of interviews with other fans, that's awesome, and that might still happen. So we might still have a couple episodes a week. However, for the next few episodes, since baseball season is winding down, we were going to be introducing other things that kind of fill up our time. So for this week, we decided to do a video game draft. Now, I asked the two guys, Dallas and Jake, to come up with maybe a list in their head of some of their favorite video games that we've played growing up or that they've played as adults, and that if they were stranded on a desert island and they had a magical video game system that played any video game they wanted, what 5 video games would they choose? And we're going to draft these. And we decided to go that we're just going to go by age. So Jake will go first, I'll go second, Dallas will go third, and then we'll go Jake, me, Dallas, Jake. You know what I mean? So Jake, you'll always have the first pick. I'll always go second. Dallas will always go third. Okay? And then just give a reason why you're picking it, what you have, and then we decided, I think, we're going to take franchises. So if Jake takes, let's just say, Jake, you go ahead with your first pick, and it's franchise A, that means he gets all the games under franchise A, right? And then we are allowed a steal, where we can steal someone else's draft pick, or not their draft pick, but a selection that they've made.
Right.
So I think that was pretty straightforward enough. So Jake, why don't you go ahead and start us off? Pick number uno. Drum roll.
Yeah. This is not hard for me. Number one, I'm gonna go MVP baseball.
Wow,
nice. That's not many games, but those games were crazy fun at the time. They had mini games. They had all that. They took some stuff that is still being used in MLB The Show, all that stuff, the pitch meter, all that. And it was just a lot of fun to actually play. So MVP baseball, I'll take that number one.
Good choice.
Sensational pick. I'll tell you what, if we're going with a sports pick, you can't go wrong with MVP. So Jake, I mean that's a great pick off the bat. Number 2, I'm going to go with a more modern game. It is a game that I can get literally hours and hours and hours of playing in. I've played it multiple times and have achieved maybe at most 25% of the game's total bulk of what it is. If you know me, you know that I love this video game, and it is Red Dead Redemption.
Nice.
From the makers of Grand Theft Auto. It is the Western version. Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2 are both 2 of my favorite video games ever made. 2 of the best video games ever made, in my opinion. Sprawling adventure, a lot of stories, a lot of side missions, a lot of different stuff you can do. If you're having, a day where you just want to goof around, do side missions, ride a horse all day, you absolutely can. It's the most expansive and free game that I remember playing in a long time, and it's super fun. So I'm going to go with Red Dead Redemption franchise. It's my number 1 overall pick in the first round.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Spider-Man for PS4. It's another free roaming game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot to do. You can up the it was a tough call for me between like Arkham City and this one. So I think Batman Arkham Asylum kind of changed superhero games.
Oh,
It
definitely.
gave you like a free roam, but to a limited like universe. So it gave you just the asylum to kind of wander about and accomplish some side missions and stuff, but it still gave you a very compelling and awesome storyline. So it's kind of like the same for Spider-Man. It gives you, like you have your main objective, but you also have a lot more. You have a lot of side missions to accomplish, and you can definitely button mash like your way through a couple hours. So it's a lot of fun, just like webbing around, hanging around.
What I really like about both those games, Batman and Spider-Man, is the customization. And that's the thing about Call of Duty, or not Call of Duty, excuse me. Wow, did I just show my hand? Did I just show my cards? Oh my gosh. About Red Dead is the customization. You can make Arthur Morgan or John Marston. You can customize them to make them look however you kind of want. And that's a lot of fun. And to your point, Dell, a lot of customization in those games as well. Both of those, like Spider-Man's different suits, and then obviously Batman's iconic suits. It's cool to get to see them kind of, like you said, play out in front of you that way. It's a lot of fun. All right, Keeks. What's your next pick?
My turn?
Yes, sir.
All right. I am. Oh man. All right. So I'm kind of torn because, to be honest, I'm the least likely to be playing a video game like at all. So it's kind of hard for me. So the one game I really got into was it was a couple of years ago. And it was the second one, and now there's 3. It's a game called Watch Dogs.
Oh.
All right. So the reason I like it is that it is, as you guys have talked about, it's open. You can do whatever you want. You can not do any mission. You can roam. And the angle is about hacking, and the mission is ultimately to hack your way into like this other bigger storyline. But you can but it was one of those games that I got a couple years ago that I genuinely lost myself while playing it. And I haven't found many games like that. So, if anything, I'll just go with that because I've enjoyed it recently. So I'll go with that.
Oh, that's cool. That's sweet.
Have you guys played that?
I never actually did, but it did look a lot of fun. It looked like something I would enjoy, but I never actually got around to playing that. What about you, Dal?
I have not. I also do not play video games a ton, but
sweet. So I'm gonna fucking dominate you guys. My team's gonna be so much better. All right, number 2. So I was debating if I wanted to go more modern or more personal, right? So I'm going to go more personal. And with pick number 2, I'm going to do the game that brought me the most mental and physical pain, and that would be Mario Party.
Oh, so you're picking all of them.
I'm getting every Mario Party, which are now up to 11. But originally, I was talking about Mario Party 1, which would give you the blisters dead in the middle of your hands.
Terrible.
From ripping that N64 controller faster than I've ever done anything in my whole life. They were mini stigmatas, so that was problematic. I ruined plenty of baseball glove from ripping a hole into it, and now as an adult, I realize they're expensive.
Sorry, Mom.
And I'd have a conversation with my child. I'd be like, hey, Dick, can you not fucking, they're expensive. Can you stop? But, Mario Party was probably a game that lasted and gave me more fun than any time ever. When I imagine myself as like a kid playing a video game, it's me and Dan playing N64 in the summer, and we're probably playing Mario Party on Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
Like, I can play the song in my head. You know what I mean? Like, it's that well ingrained. So I think Mario Party is a game that you can play for hours and hours, mini games, do the actual boards, do whatever. Hours and hours of fun. Mario Party, pick number 2.
Many games.
Okay. Good pick. I like it.
Thanks. Coming out
Yeah.
hot, folks.
Probably pick Assassin's Creed.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Dude, it was a calculated risk, dude. I had to.
Because
I had to take Mario Party at some point, but I really wanted it.
It's such a good game that I
Oh,
know
fuck you.
there's just so
That
many.
is so mad.
It's so intricate and it's a
I'm
beautiful
a little
game.
salty about it.
You're picking it to piss off Ben. Okay? Just
It's
say
just-
that.
It's just a great game. That
What was the last one you played?
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you played all of them, huh?
Well, it doesn't matter which the last one was because I get
Because
all
now
of
you're
them.
you're only gonna play all of them.
Because I get all of them.
You're gonna get real fucking familiar, huh? You're real fucking familiar on this little island of yours.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
I
cool.
get like that. Why don't you go play Yoshi's Island? I'm gonna be over here.
Dude, fuck. I will. The game was the tits.
I bought the I think it's like the Egyptian one,
Yeah.
and I couldn't get past the first fucking area. So I just stopped. I put like
Alex just kept trying to jump off the top of the pyramid.
I put
Fuck.
30 minutes into it, and I was like, man, I just want my camel,
Yeah.
like, or horse,
Yeah.
whatever he rides. I want it. Didn't get
does
Gus
both.
doesn't
I think he
even
does
know
both.
what he rides. But
Didn't
whatever
get
it
there.
is.
He didn't even get that far.
never got there.
Oh, man.
All right.
Well, I'll have the rest of
Good
my
pick.
life on this
Obviously,
island.
it's a good pick. You're going to get
Oh,
real fucking familiar with the boys over at Ubisoft.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, okay.
Take a breather, boys. Take a breather. Take five.
Ooh, I'm getting red.
Today's
All right.
episode is sponsored by Tito's and Lemonade. Have
Getting pissed.
have yourself a Monday, folks.
Oh my gosh. Ooh. All right. I don't know if this counts as a franchise of video games, but I'll just say it and let you guys judge if it is. I'm going to go with any Star Wars property.
Wow.
You're calling dibs on Star
You
Wars.
can call
It's-
a movie franchise.
It's a franchise.
But what video game would you be choosing?
It's
what
a
video game are you
franchise.
getting?
It's a movie franchise. We said pick a franchise. I think
Okay,
that's okay.
fine. If you want, you can take it. That's cool. I'll let you have that. I mean, I like Star Wars. I think
It's a lot of games.
the more it's gotten bigger, the worse it's gotten. Right? But apparently Andor is really good. People really like Andor, which I haven't seen yet. I also haven't seen there was something else that I missed from Star Wars.
You haven't seen Obi-Wan, I bet.
Obi-Wan, there it was. Thank you.
It's good though.
Is it good?
It's really good.
Oh,
It's really
so
good.
yeah, okay, Jake, that's a good call. I remember shout out. Can we drop first and last names on here? From kids we used to know.
Yeah, they're adults.
Sure.
Yeah, Bobby Lemon. Do you guys remember Bobby Lemon? He had a brother that I think might have been your age, Jake, or Viviana's age, Rachel's
Yeah.
age. I don't know. Somebody in there. Jack Lemon. No, that sounds like an old actor. Anyways, Bobby Lemon and I used to play this old Star Wars shitty game on like his Nintendo where you were Luke on a speeder, and it was like one of those side scrollers, and you'd have to like
Yeah.
fucking go up and down and like dodge rocks that were just floating for some goddamn reason. Apparently gravity worked on your ship and only your ship, not on the rocks. Whatever. So shit would be floating. It didn't make sense, but that was a lot of fun. So I mean, there are good Star Wars video games, so it's not a bad pick.
I love that fighter pilot one for Star Wars. That was a ton of fun.
You know, there's a new one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there are a lot of new ones. They're pretty awesome, actually.
I actually played the newest. There was like a lady protagonist. It was a lot of fun. I think I got it when I got my PS4.
I almost thought you were going to say nothing. Never mind.
The lady.
So the games. So I'll just say one thing: the games that have come out recently have been good enough where I would just take those like the last like 3 or 4 years of games. But I'll take the franchise.
I'll take them all.
Whatever.
All right,
take
that's a
them
good
all.
pick.
Come on.
That's a good pick, Jake. If you're going just by that, you know, if your game plan is just to conquer all by getting as the most big shit you can under your,
Why not?
taking over, that works. That works. So I have a open world game. Let's see, I'm thinking strategy here, folks, boys. I have an open world game, a game that I can get lost in and spend hours doing. Red Dead Redemption. I've got a fantastic party game, even though I have no friends on this deserted island, because it's deserted. I'll be there, and I'll be able to play mini games. So game 3, I'm thinking a little selfishly. I'm thinking a little fun. I'm thinking, what's Ben's favorite game? What does Ben want to play?
Who is
It's a game
Ben?
we haven't talked about yet, but it's a game that molded our young adolescent brains. It was 64 pixelated wrestlers slapping meat, bashing each other with stop signs that were for some reason the size of the ring.
They were huge. They were big.
You had the best theme song, no diggity dog.
Break it.
Diggity dog. I'm talking about No Mercy, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know,
Now you
No
know.
Mercy for Nintendo 64 is the third pick. The second pick of the third round for Team Ben in the all-time video game draft. It is still to this day regarded amongst wrestling fans as the best wrestling video game. And for me, so much fun to play and think back on, looking back at those old guys. So I'm taking No Mercy. It's easy. Boom.
Great pick. That was a good one.
Okay. Okay. It's all good. And
Dallas Michael.
Dallas, do you want to piss off Ben again?
Yeah.
Oh, guys, this was a tough one. I almost made it my number 1.
You made it your number 3.
Oh, I was, you got to make sacrifices when you're moving to the island. But I'd have to go with since we get the whole franchise, I think Borderlands would be my third option.
That's all right.
Yeah. All good.
Dallas is gone. He left. Yeah. Name one character. Name one character. Just one guy. There's any of them.
That's easy to do. Me.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm the player.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, right? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing?
Well,
Again, that was another strategic. I literally had Borderlands as my third option written down.
Of course you did.
Behind Mario Party. I jumped to go to No Mercy. That's tough. That's tough. Red Dead is going to fill the open world
it will.
need that Borderlands would have filled.
It has a big
But-
one.
Yeah, Borderlands is fantastic. I mean, it's obviously a great pick. Dallas, good job. It's super fun. It's probably the game that I've spent the most time playing. So, good call. Jake, what about you?
one's your
Start it
favorite?
off. Which Borderlands? Borderlands 2 is probably my favorite. What's crazy is I played the very first Borderlands with Fitz. So he would invite me over, ask if I wanted to hang out, and then we would, and he had like rented it, and then so the very first time I had played it was over at his house,
That's pretty cool.
and it was the most unique like style of video game I had ever seen. Because obviously we had seen first person shooters at that point, but none that looked like a hand drawn outer space western. Like, how else do you explain that? I mean, it's crazy.
That was
And so it's such a fun
accurate.
such a fun idea, and then they throw the wackiness of these weapons and different characters and different stuff, and it's just you kind of get lost in the world of it. So Borderlands is a great pick, though. Great pick. Jake, you're up. 4th round.
I'm gonna just make it short and sweet because I
Go
think
for it.
we all know it was fun. I still think it would be fun. I'm gonna go with Street Sports, like
Nice.
NBA Street, NFL Street. Just those 2 games alone, I'll need that. I think that's sufficient enough explanation.
Do you get Blitz? Is that Blitz included in that? Because Blitz is like the ugly step cousin of those games.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
So,
I'm
that's a
good
good one.
with that.
That's good. That's a great pick. That honestly is a great pick. I remember seeing NBA Street for the first time, the dude with the giant afro.
Yeah.
I'll never remember their names, but that
No.
was the coolest shit. And then seeing like Vince Carter and that was like Toronto Vince Carter. Wasn't he like the first boss you had to play in NBA Street 2? He was like the first guy.
I forget.
Anyways, you're absolutely right. That's a great call. I don't have a sports game yet, Jake. Not a true sports game yet. So I'm going to go with, drum roll,
No.
NBA 2K.
Nice.
I'll go 2K. I feel like
The realism.
it's the best sports game on the market year in and year out, every year. I am a huge basketball fan. For those people who don't know, 'cause we're such a baseball heavy podcast, and I've talked a lot about football, but basketball is one of my favorite sports. So I'm going to go with 2K. Dal, what about you?
With this round, I'd actually go with go with a game called StarCraft. It's a game you guys probably haven't played, and
No.
You got zero reaction out of me.
yeah, it's an old computer game. Like they must have made it in the 90s. But it's a strategy game, strategy-based game. So it's an aerial view from above, and like you have a command center, and like you kind of just build your little tactical team, and just like you have to like harvest like minerals and like gas and shit like this to be able to build your defenses and raise an army and fight like because it could be online where you're playing other people, or you're like going against a computer, or both. And actually, dude, like it might have been one of the first esports, because people made a ton of money playing it like overseas specifically.
Yeah.
But like you can go on YouTube and watch an entire game in 5 minutes, and it's pretty nuts. But it's a fun game, and once you include other people, like you make it a little bit more competitive, and it was a fun thing to do.
Virgin.
Yeah, nerd.
Anyway, no, Dal, that sounds super cool, man. Great pick.
Drinking my monsters in my dorm room.
You're just drinking your Mountain Dew, sitting there like, hey, I need a fort on the starboard side. Reggie. No, what was that game that you and I used to play on the computer? And when I say you and I meant
Me.
I would come over and you'd mostly play. But it was fine because I sucked at it. But it was like a shooting game. You would use your keyboard to look, like spacebar to shoot.
What was that?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
You use the mouse to shoot, but wait, are you talking
Was
about
it Half-Life? No.
No,
Is
yeah.
Half-Life, does that sound familiar?
Half-Life is a game, and then there's Counter-Strike, which would be my life.
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike. Fuck, my guy. Yeah, Counter-Strike.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was fun. Used
that
to
was a
play
fun
that.
one. Yeah, I liked that.
That was a fun one. All right, Jake, round it out. This is round 5, guys. This is gonna be the last picks, and then we'll have we'll throw together a graphic of all of our teams, and we can let the people vote and see who has the best team. Clearly, it's me, but you guys can suck ass anyways. Go ahead, Jake.
All right. I mean, by now you guys know how heavy sports is, so I'm just gonna go with another sports game because I could. If you let me play this right now, I don't know when I'd sleep. Just give me one game. I don't need the franchise. I just need one game. Backyard baseball.
Nice.
Goddamn, I knew you were gonna say
Get,
that's a good pick.
it made it to 5th round.
That's such a good pick.
Just give me that one game. I don't care about any of the rest. That one game.
Dang.
Dude,
was
I've
solid.
genuinely, and I'm not kidding, I've downloaded emulators, I think, twice, trying to find it. It's not hard. So I think there is a way that you can figure out a way to get it on your computer, because I watch people on Twitch play it all the time. So I know it's a possibility. So if somebody out there smarter than me knows how to do that, let me know, because that would be something I'd be very interested in. Jake, beautiful pick. Fantastic job. For me, rounding this out is tough. I've gone shooters, I've gone open world, I've done all of that. I think the game that we're missing the most, and the game that I would be absolutely crazy to leave out, would be Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I have to say Call
I
of Duty.
couldn't believe it made it this long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so great. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. There's actually a new version of it coming out in a couple days, I think. 9 days from today, from the recording. So that's going to be absolutely massive. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But Call of Duty, obviously, is super great. Throw that on there for me, Call of Duty. Number 5, rounding out the best video game picks ever.
So you're going to steal?
Oh, Dick, none of us stole.
Yeah, I know. Not one. I could steal any of your shits, and none of you could do anything about it.
Damn, I could steal Borderlands.
Yeah, you could have.
I still can.
You could have
We'll
stolen
figure it out.
either of them.
We'll figure it out.
You chumps didn't.
You cockroach.
Nah, man. Like I mean, Call of Duty's fantastic, and it is on the list. But so is Counter-Strike, and I would have gone with that anyway. So Counter-Strike.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I played that for hours as a youth. But
You did.
But yeah, I mean, the only thing is that it's PC based, so I don't know. I actually have 2 PC based games here, so Call of Duty is a fantastic choice, because with Counter-Strike there was no, or at least there wasn't, but there was no like campaign mode, single player. So like it was strictly a like you had to play online or or LAN.
Oh yeah, landline. Wow.
Yeah, local area networks, throwing it back.
I couldn't. You could have given me until the end of time. I would not have guessed
local area network.
that's what landline meant. Yeah, that would be fun. We should do a list of acronyms and try to get people there, because I fucking suck at some pretty basic acronyms.
Because
write that down. Somebody write that down.
Write that down. Van Wilder.
Write that.
2000.
Okay, write that down.
When did that movie come out? 1990. We could also do that.
Is he hot in that movie?
A lot of women would probably say so, but he looks like a baby now. He looks really young.
He looks like an absolute cockhead.
Yeah,
but
I don't think
what
that
the style was and the fashion was of the era, I get it.
Right.
But if I saw that man now, like if we're at a bar, Dal, you and I are sitting there having a drink, Jake, you're there too, we're catching up, and Van Wilder walks in, are we not immediately just roasting this guy top to bottom? I'm like, what the fuck is this dude doing? What is he wearing? What is going on?
Probably. Yeah. Oh, especially
Man, it
today.
shows you.
Back then, I don't
Man
know.
of the time. And now look how smoky he is. If Ryan Reynolds walked in next to Van Wilder, like current Ryan Reynolds, and Van Wilder walked in at the same time, they wouldn't even think they were the same human being.
Nah, yeah. Vastly different.
He's aged like a fine wine. Good for him. We got all the way to Ryan Reynolds being a smoke show.
Yeah.
But,
Dude, Hugh Jackman too, man. Both of them. Put them in a room. Yikes.
have you guys ever seen The Greatest Showman?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
No.
Dude, I fucking love that movie.
Fantastic. Love it.
Dude, Jake, watch
You gotta give
that
it a
movie.
shot,
It
man.
is so fun.
I won't. I
No.
won't.
It's so fun.
I love musicals, but it's one of those movies that I can't.
It's because
I
of Zac
can't.
Efron. Isn't it?
You're just purposely
He stole your role in
depriving
Baywatch.
yourself of a good time.
Zac Efron auditioned for Baywatch. Jake got mad because Jake was going for it too.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's why.
Dude, you should have seen Jake's abs. You should have seen Jake's abs at the time of that movie.
I dream about him every night.
He's like, you want to touch this shit? You want to touch these bad boys?
No, to be honest,
What the fuck are heels?
To be honest, the one reason I have is kind of a bummer, but is just the actual person that Hugh Jackman's playing, how horrendous he was to disabled people. I'm like, yeah, I'm alright. So
okay.
that's kind of a bummer. So
That's
I have not enjoyed any of that.
Wah, wah.
Exactly. So I didn't want to explain it, but there you go.
No, I get it. No, and that makes total sense. I mean, you watch movies you want to watch. I mean, I had a fight with Dallas thinks The Departed's a bad movie. You know what I mean? Like, people have dumb opinions all the time. It's fine.
The
I
Departed
like
is
how you're
stupid.
saying it's fine, but then you're saying they're wrong. It's fine, you're wrong.
Dallas is wrong. You're not wrong. Dallas is wrong. Let's make that perfectly clear.
Then you can
The
like
Departed
simple
is a great
movies all
movie.
you want. That's fine. You can like predictable, dumb movies. That are just
You like
silly.
Simple Jack. You told me Simple Jack was your favorite movie.
It's top.
Is
3.
that true? Is Simple Jack your favorite movie? Defend it right now.
Yeah, it was good. It was well made. Except
You said it was totally fine. You thought Ben Stiller should have went further.
he should have gotten an Oscar.
He should have went
full.
further in.
He went full.
He went full.
He never
went
go
full.
full.
Never go full.
All right.
Can't believe he did.
All right, so Ben said we're going to have a graphic for our teams, which means I'm making our graphic. So
I'll come together with the logos and stuff. So what I was thinking, Jake, is we come together with a graphic for each team. People can vote on their own, and then also come up with their own 5 team of ones that aren't picked by any of us. You know what I mean? So you guys can't use any of the games that we already picked, but maybe you throw a Halo in there. Maybe you throw a Minecraft or something else really stupid. I don't know. Make your choices. You guys, this is America. Do what you want.
okay, fair enough. All right, so this has been kind of a long episode that I don't feel like we thought it was going to be, but this is going to wrap up episode 48 of the Family Based Pod. Again, my name's Jake.
And my name is Harry Styles.
And my name is Fazoli.
Right, thank you. Yeah, terrible. I can't believe you did that. Alright, so we'll see you guys. The next episode is going to come out before the World Series starts, the day the World Series starts, which should be as scheduled. Thank you, Ben, for that image. It's going to be Friday.
Trying to scare everyone
The
out.
episode is going to come out Friday, October 28th. So look out for that. Enjoy the games. I'm sure it's going to be all over TV. So make sure you watch the NLCS and the ALCS. And we'll see you guys for the World Series episode on October 28th. And that's Friday. So we'll see you guys then.
Hey, I'm Eden. Thanks for watching this episode of my dad's podcast. Check out the links in the description to follow the podcast on TikTok, Instagram, and the other social media. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the bell to let you know when there's a new episode. Thanks for watching or listening. Bye.